A warthog may look tough, fearless, and ready for a fight, but there is one tiny creature it welcomes without hesitation. While lions, leopards, and hyenas threaten its life every day, this unlikely ally lands on its back, walks across its face, and even enters its ears. Why would one of Africa's toughest survivors trust a bird smaller than its hoof? Welcome to Wild Egg Survival. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe for more incredible wildlife stories and survival documentaries. Across the African savanna, life is a constant battle. Every sunrise brings new dangers. Predators hide in the tall grass, parasites cling to fur, and the heat of the day pushes every animal to its limits. Few animals understand this struggle better than the warthog. With its curved tusks, powerful legs, and unmistakable face, the warthog is built for survival. It can sprint at speeds of nearly 30 miles per hour and has learned to run into its burrow backward, leaving its tusks pointed toward any predator foolish enough to follow. But despite its tough appearance, the warthog faces an enemy it cannot outrun. Tiny ticks. Hundreds of them. These blood-sucking parasites gather around its ears, neck, and shoulders. They carry disease, drain energy, and leave painful wounds. Day after day, they quietly weaken even the strongest animals. And this is where the story takes an unexpected turn. From the branches above comes a small bird with a big job. Oxpeckers and other insect-eating birds have formed one of the African wilderness's most fascinating partnerships. The bird lands gently on the warthog's back. The warthog doesn't move. It doesn't chase the bird away. It doesn't shake its body. Instead, it stands perfectly still, almost as if it has been waiting. The tiny visitor begins its work immediately. It hops across the warthog's skin, carefully searching through coarse hair for hidden ticks and insects. Every parasite it finds becomes a meal. For the bird, it's an easy breakfast. For the warthog, it's much-needed relief. Scientists have observed these cleaning relationships across many African species, including buffalo, giraffes, rhinos, and antelope. Warthogs are no exception. In a world where survival depends on conserving every bit of energy, having a personal cleaner can make a real difference. But this friendship goes beyond food. The African savanna is never quiet. A rustle in the grass could mean nothing, or it could mean death. Lions often target young warthogs. Leopards are patient hunters. Even large eagles can snatch piglets from the ground. Every moment spent distracted by itching parasites is a moment not spent watching for danger. Tiny birds are naturally alert. Their survival depends on noticing movement before anyone else. When disturbed, they take flight instantly. For a warthog, that sudden burst of wings can serve as an early warning. Imagine a peaceful afternoon under the hot African sun. A family of warthogs rests beside a patch of dry grass while birds move across their backs. Then, without warning, every bird launches into the air. The warthogs react immediately. Heads rise. Ears twitch. Muscles tighten. Some scientists believe these cleaning birds can indirectly help their hosts become more aware of approaching threats, though the relationship is still being studied. In nature, even a few extra seconds of warning can mean the difference between life and death. And warthogs need every second they can get. One evening, as the shadows grow longer, a young warthog strays slightly from its family group. Hidden nearby, a leopard waits silently. It has spent hours watching and waiting for the perfect opportunity. The young warthog lowers its head to feed. Nearby, a small bird suddenly flutters upward. The sound catches the attention of the adults. Within moments, the family is moving. Tails stand straight in the air like tiny flags as they race toward safety. The leopard explodes from cover, but it's too late. The opportunity is gone. This is Africa's unwritten rule: survive together whenever possible. Of course, nature is rarely perfect. Researchers have discovered that oxpeckers don't always behave like heroes. Sometimes they feed on blood from open wounds instead of removing parasites, creating a more complicated relationship than people once believed. Yet the partnership continues. Because in the wild, relationships don't need to be perfect. They only need to provide enough benefit for both sides to keep coming back. And every day, across the African plains, they do. As the sun sets over the savanna, a tired warthog kneels on its front legs, a strange behavior that helps it graze close to the ground. Nearby, tiny birds settle for one final meal before nightfall. For a few peaceful moments, hunter and hunted, giant and tiny, danger and safety all seem far away. Tomorrow, the warthog will once again face lions, drought, and the endless challenges of life in the wild. And somewhere nearby, a tiny bird will be waiting. Because sometimes, the greatest heroes are not the strongest. They are the smallest. In a world where survival is never guaranteed, the friendship between warthogs and tiny birds reminds us that nature is filled with unexpected alliances. It is a story of trust, cooperation, and the incredible ways animals help one another endure. Even in one of the harshest places on Earth, hope can arrive on a pair of tiny wings. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more amazing wildlife adventures on Wild Egg Survival.